Close your eyes and imagine that you are sitting in your backyard on a warm summer afternoon when suddenly, without a single sound or warning, the lights of the world just go out. You might think it is a power outage or a total eclipse, but the truth is much more terrifying. If the sun suddenly vanished, we would not even know it for 8 minutes and 20 seconds. That is because light takes time to travel across the vast distance of space. For those final 8 minutes, we would still feel the warmth on our skin and see the blue sky, even though the star that created them is already gone. But once that last beam of light reaches us, the Earth would plunge into a darkness unlike anything you have ever experienced. The first thing you would notice is the moon disappearing. We only see the moon because it reflects the sun's light, so as the darkness passes the moon, it would simply vanish from the sky. The stars, however, would become brighter than you have ever seen them. Without the glare of the sun or the lights of our cities, the Milky Way would stretch across the sky like a glowing river. But you wouldn't be looking at the stars for long because gravity is the next thing to change. The sun is like a giant anchor that keeps us in a circle. Without its massive pull, the Earth would stop curving and start flying in a straight line, shooting into the deep, black void of the galaxy at 67,000 miles per hour. We would become a rogue planet, a lonely traveler in the dark. For the first few hours, life on the surface wouldn't change too much. Your phone would still work, and your house lights would stay on as long as the power plants kept running. But the temperature would start to drop almost immediately. On the first day, the average temperature across the entire planet would fall to about 0 degrees. That sounds cold, but it is just the beginning. Within a week, the temperature would be minus 100 degrees. The oceans would start to freeze, beginning at the top and working their way down. This ice would actually act like a blanket, keeping the deep water liquid for a little while, but the surface of the Earth would become a frozen wasteland. Most plants would die within days because they need sunlight to make food. Without the plants, the animals that eat them would follow. However, the most amazing discovery is that life would not disappear entirely. Deep at the bottom of the ocean, near hot vents that leak heat from the Earth's core, entire communities of strange creatures would keep living as if nothing had happened. They do not need the sun. They live off the heat of the planet itself. These tiny tube worms and blind shrimp might become the new masters of the Earth. As the months go by, the atmosphere itself would begin to fail. The air we breathe is made of gases, but when it gets cold enough, gases turn into liquids and then into solids. About a year after the sun vanishes, it would literally start to snow air. The oxygen and nitrogen in our sky would freeze and fall to the ground as a white powder. At this point, the Earth would be a silent, frozen ball of rock and ice traveling through the freezing darkness. Any humans left alive would have to live in deep underground bunkers near the center of the Earth or in giant glass domes at the bottom of the ocean to stay warm. But here's the most fascinating part. Even though this sounds like a dark end, the Earth is full of surprises. Our planet has enough heat trapped in its core to stay warm on the inside for billions of years. We could potentially survive for a long time if we learn to use that heat. And because we are traveling so fast through space, there is a tiny, amazing chance that millions of years from now, our frozen Earth might fly near another star. If that star's gravity caught us, the ice would melt, the atmosphere would turn back into gas, and the sun would rise again on a new world. We would be a visitor from a distant part of the galaxy, carrying the frozen seeds of ancient Earth to a brand new solar system. It is a story of total darkness, but also a story of how incredibly tough our little blue planet really is. Well, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share for more space updates.